Let's see. Stream should be up. I'm just making sure that the people on Twitter, the good folks around the tweets, are informed. So that's what I'm doing right now. Hold on. Just gonna send out some messages, let people show up before we get back into this. I've been prepping a little bit just to sort of reorient myself and make sure it makes sense to take another run at this. So a little bit just waiting and we will get started. It's just, there's no one place where you can notify people about live streams. So that necessitates shouting in many channels, which is a little bit lame. All right, that's enough marketing, I guess. For now, I think this full screen, yes. So let me know if the text is readable and audio is clear. I think they should be. But in case they're not, we can take a look at that. So I realized, like, last time we worked on this, we had some issues. Hold on, I need to not have that there. Had some issues with messages. So when you edited in one of our editors, the messages would bounce around like mad, and then there would be an infinite loop and everything would break, which is not ideal. But what I noticed when I checked the docs for so the WX code editing widget is based on Scintilla. This is FFmpeg. No, this is the Scintilla docs. I just happened to autocomplete something up there. And Scintilla has a lot of nuanced details. So we're doing some binary pattern matching here to identify, like, this is an insert, this is a delete. There's a lot more information in this modification type field. So the value 10 should say the operation was, the value 10 should say that the operation was done by the user. So OX10, I guess that's, hold on. I'm not great at binary and all of that. In binary. So that's the 5th digit in binary. So here we're looking for the first one. Here we're looking for the second one. But something we could do here, for one thing, think so this is a byte, so it's 8 bits. And it should always be that, I think. So we could probably do this, where we for example, that's the fifth one. So we can ignore the first 3 because I have no use for them right now, not to my knowledge. These are a lot higher than a byte, right? So they could be much longer. Don't love that. So actually let's we should be able to do length flags, I think. If we have that, I would just hit this. Nope. Guess byte size probably. Vector byte size. Yeah, byte size. But this, let's give it a shot. That should turn it into a binary for us. Oh, underscore. No, 1 byte is what we're getting all across the board. I guess there are sort of other operations that could trigger other sizes. But let's roll with assuming that that's the size we're dealing with. But then for 1 byte, so I did 7 there previously, but now I want to take a look at the number 5. So and then need to, so that's 4, and we don't care about that one. Actually, we don't care about those 3 bit. I think we can do that. And here, same, we care about that byte, which is the byte that should indicate that this was actually triggered by the user. And that should do the same for this. Whoa, that's wild. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you're watching, let me know in the chat. Happy to talk. Happy to answer questions. Oh, I see. The SCN notification modification type field has bits set to tell you what has been done. The SC mod bits correspond to actions. The SC perform bits tell you if that action was done by the user or the result of a So I wouldn't expect this to trigger on all the things. That seems weird to me. I'll add the ref here so we can tell in the logging, so we can tell if there's some kind of loop on a single editor. No, it's going across all the 3 editors I have, and just keep inserting. So what we do when we get what's supposedly an insert message is that we send an insert message to ourselves. Then we handle insert by performing this. So I go to this, I duplicate this Intella docs because I don't want to lose that table, it's important. Insert text, position. So this is I'll bring over the Erlang docs as well. Hey Erlang docs, come along. There we go. So do I have that delete range? That seemed like a good thing. Copy range, format range, get text range. I don't get the delete range, which would be nice. Okay. So I want to use this SCI insert text to push text into all the other editors. And I feel like that should, while that should trigger an insert sort of update, it should not indicate that the operation was performed by the user. So this, yeah, that's what I would expect an insert to look like. And I guess that's what I would expect a delete to look like if they are originated by the user. Which all of these seem to be because they're matching. Unless I'm doing something wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking at that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, looking at that one. Maybe I can't trust that. That would be unfortunate. So one of the challenges is that I'm triggering text changes. And I want to prevent them from triggering more text changes. That I'm acting on text changes, and I want to avoid triggering on more text changes. Seem modified. This one. Or just, let's see, set mod event mask, this event mask. Such with document modification events are sent to the container. The input should be a bit list containing one or more of the STC mod constants, the STC performed constants, start action, multi. Okay, so I could filter the events by using set mod mask. So I want to do that. That would be an editor ref and then 13 because I want inserts, I want deletes, and those are 1 and 2, and 10. Well, maybe like that. 10 is user originated. Oh, I need flip. That still explodes. Alright. Not sure I'm using set mod event mask correctly either. Can I do connect in this one? Mod event mask. So I wonder if I should pass that with the event handler rather than here. Seems like either should work. Set it in both 2 places. Yeah, it's a little bit broken. I do wonder about these flags and if I'm interpreting them correctly. It's doing 16 and 17. So let's see, 16 and 17. That would be, so for example, 12 would be user performed a delete with a style change that occurred. No, wait, that's the actual number. If I wanted it hex, or Elixir inspect text. So we could do flags, base, hex. I think that's what we're dealing with. Because that's the convention, right? I think so. And what I'm dealing with here is fairly varied. So I'm reading it's 410, 2011. 2011, that sounds like an insert with, what's 2000? Start action. This is set on a SC performed user action when it is the first or only step in an undo transaction. Okay, probably not super important for us. I can do this and I can do this. So now we're looking at binary. Yeah, this tells me it can certainly be longer than a byte, and I don't like the end. I guess this is the endianness. So Elixir binary endian. Pattern. So this is the like which order is the binary in? That's the fun part. So what's that big one? Like 100,000 is what I'm seeing there, but I'm also seeing So I don't really want to turn it into an integer, so dash little unsigned integer, that's little. I think Elixir binary little. Don't think I want to use those on the code. Yeah, so I think if I do this, flags, tap tap, binary, little, base, binary. No, that was some kind of crime. Bad arg. Let's just do that. Pretty sure you can do something like that, but let's see. Binary bit strings, etc. This one. Bits. So bits little might be because I essentially want to match on the first byte because I don't care about the rest. So I could do first byte. So that's an 8 and rest in binary from flags. And then I could do matching on the first byte. Then it's like, what's my first byte? Because I think I'll be getting it in reverse. Not getting what I'm hoping for. What's the error? Bad match 1040. So binary and all of this stuff is not my strong suit. I haven't had much reason to screw around with it, so bear with me. Okay, so OX 410. So could I say that I just don't care what this is? Apparently not. So let's go to I want to deal with binaries, but the string module might let me. Don't think so though. No. It's tricky. Mostly because I don't know what I'm doing. So if I go bits little, I think those are both valid. So that should give me this. Not sure it changes anything. We'll see. All right. So 1040, that one, and then bad match. Elixir match, varied size binary. So this So maybe I just should not be pattern matching because I don't know the size of these binaries. And it's not gonna tell me. I don't think I can apply this usefully. Hmm. I'm no good at bitwise either. Uh, okay. Bit strings and flag shifting. This makes me sad. Super annoying. Because I find it hard to grok always. So I very rarely use these things. So if I'm getting 01 and so what I care about here is whether it's an insert text and it has the performed user thing. So that's what I would expect that to look like, and this is what I would expect a delete to look like. So would if I wanted to check for that, undefined function. So what's that? And if I do this, but if I would do that, okay, that gives me that. And how do I use this for good? Oh, it gives me 0. Doesn't look like it. While if I do... Okay. Let's try this then. Rather than this binary pattern match, which worked mostly, I want to do flags and hooks 10 and flags OX1, while the delete should be with OX2. Since I can use them in guards, we'll see how it feels about that. Oh, import bitwise. So, incompatible types integer, fletcher true or false in. Yeah. So that's not equal to 0, and that's not equal to 0. That's not equal to 0. And that's not equal to 0. That's incorrect, though. So let's do io.inspect flags base hex and binary. If flags and ox10 do, and io puts user generated. Explosion. Bad arith. Why? So that hits the user generated flag, and if let's do I'm certain there are so much easier ways of doing this than what I'm doing right now. I think they would be terse and confusing, and I don't know how to do them properly. So let's assume that's an insert. And this would be a delete. Cool. Move that there. Remove all of that. We'll remove, no, I'll check that. Okay. Now we're back to chaos. Cool, cool, cool. So they are flagged as user inserted, which I don't think is accurate. This is what I'm feeling right now. Seems to be exactly my issue. Oh dear. Then the question is, can I identify this case? So what happens is I have multiple editors. I type into one of them, and the moment that happens, it sends a message to the server. The server looks at it and like, okay, all other editors need to know about this. So I will it will insert text into all other editors, and those editors will be like, oh, text was inserted, I'll let the server know, which instantly leads to the loop happening all over again. That one didn't do anything, so so checking that they're user generated doesn't really help me. So I can't really tell the difference between me writing into the field and the user writing into the field, which really turns into a challenge. So then I would need to swallow one message that I expect for every editor, because there is no different flag for me to use. There are no good flags for this. No flags for these territories. It's a fair bit annoying, this. So let's see. If we have last event, and we can set that. Let's see. Here we insert text. This one shouldn't do anything right now. Insert text, and we can set state. I'll set last event to be yeah, this whole thing, I guess. I could restructure that a little bit to avoid current problem. Could do op ref comma and then I can do here up ref this equals to is the event part. So with that, we should be able to set the event to last event. Actually, hold on. Let's backtrack that, because I do want the ref in that event. So and in this state. So now the thing we need to check is if state case state last event do. These match the previous, the current incoming one, and when ref is not equals last ref. That indicates a duplicate, or someone sending the same event twice, but anytime. So if the case is This, but matching. No, if the case is anything else, we should perform the event. And what do you mean admin need to sleep? I saw that you said some. So when we do this, we want to set the last event. When we do this, we want to swallow this event and do absolutely nothing with it. And then we want to clear the last event node. Yeah. Flags, flags, flags. Big mess. This, I won't update the delete right now. I'll just see if this does roughly what I'm thinking. 942. Oh. So what did it do? Does this log something entirely different? Yeah, it does. So we're getting to the insert. We're sending these. The last event is being set. These all fire off their separate ones. Oh, right. This is super annoying. All right. For every editor, we have last events. Jeebus Cribus. So we need to do a reduce here. Just get ourselves a good last events that we can add here. And what is this last events in this case? So it will need to be each of these editors need to know whether they have seen this event or not. And for the current ref, so we do state of last events, ref. I think we can do this. What a hack. Reason for termination, bad key, last event. Okay, yes, that one should be last events. And it should be last events, and it should do map delete. That's how we clear out the items. State of last events. Okay. This is a lot of stupidity. Whoa. And delete, I haven't implemented. Okay, we're getting somewhere. This hellscape I've created for myself. Dear Lord, I hope this is possible to do in a cleaner way. So I will do delete. And rather than inserting text, now we want to delete text. And that's going to be trickier. Because you can delete certain positions, line delete. Marker, delete a marker. Marker, add a marker to a line returning an ID which can be used to find or delete the marker. Add and set. Okay, I don't want a marker on a line. Could I set a cursor? Sets the cursor to one of the... No. So a marker could be good, but I don't know if those are visible things or just sort of a way of keeping track of certain things. So I want to delete at a certain position, and I think I will have to move the user's cursor to do it. All right, let's try it. So position equals wx styled text control get current POS for the editor. Then wx styled text control set POS editor at the POS of this delete, and then so delete the selection, or if no selection, the character before the caret. So how hard would it be to select? Set selection. This is gonna be super complicated. Oh no. Oh no. So there is like delete range in the actual editor, but we don't have access to it, I don't think. So when I want to delete text, so could I either pull all the text out, delete the specific part I'm supposed to delete, and put it back, which would trigger a big insert and maybe a big delete and a big insert, or I could now tell this to delete the last few things, which will trigger multiple deletes, I think. Okay. We can set pause. We can try if we get this working at least. Delete back. I think that just, without passing delete the selection, or if no selection, the character before the caret. And then reset the position to its original place. This will not work if what was deleted is multiple characters. So, foo, explosions. Function not exported. Set set okay, set current plus. Okay. But I changed that. Oh. And explosions. The problem here is it starts triggering so many messages that the scroll back becomes useless, which happens really quickly. So this is the challenge now. We have a way of very simple way of editing or sending these events to everyone. Currently we're just sending insert events and making insertions of them. So we're not using the text delta now. And maybe the text delta could help us out. But if I can't differentiate properly between user input and something that I told it to put there, that's going to be really, really difficult, I think. Well, maybe not if I consider myself the owner of the header texts, and those are just let's let's make editor texts be per editor. Let's do enum.map. And this is editor and an empty string. Turn that into a map. Map with new. So when we get one of these, we actually have all of these just so this still mostly applies. It's this part, or rather this would change. So if I kept the entire string on the server, I could probably do this and just say, okay, now we updated this. We know that that will trigger this message. We can ignore that message. Okay, now the user entered something. Let's accept that message. It becomes a bit involved, and I would probably want to run a gen server per editor to manage it. Maybe. Yeah, so definitely challenging, and this is probably where I'm gonna wrap up this kind of this exploration. So I don't really get into the operational transformation part, which is too bad, because I'm running into how to get proper diffs about the changes made to the text, rather than the interesting part of sort of merging multiple changes. Yeah, I think we should probably wrap up around now. But this annoys me because this feels like I'm being stopped by an API thing. There's so much potential there. So if I get a change from the editor, turn that into text delta, and kick that over to the server, which knows to merge it and then sort of send out the full change. If you send out the full change, I don't think that's typically how you do it. I think you should be able to share. The typical way to do it would be to generate the text delta and then apply the text delta on each separate editor. And that requires you to be able to insert and delete characters and not get and identify the events that come from that. And we should be able to do that. Not sure why. So if we don't match very carefully on these, I think we might get the delete working in a basic manner. Let's skip this. Not going to be doing that. So foo bar, and then I delete, and everything explodes. So apparently I'm definitely missing something about that. Foobar. Honestly triggering a lot of inserts, which is surprising. Oh. I hadn't removed the insert. That could cause trouble or two. That's interesting. What? On that. So, okay. Let's reset all of these. If I lorem. And then I delete the M. That one loses the M. That one loses the lore. Y. Insert. Lorem, lorem, lorem. And that's when there's a delete for the M. And that triggers a delete for the M there. And why does it trigger a delete for the lore there? That's very strange. Very, very strange. I'm really not sure what that means. Add position. Hold on. So we jump to the position of the proposed delete. We hit delete back. Then we restore the position. And now these are out of sync. Wow. That's a weird one. I've probably missed something, but that's interesting. And this is why you want things like operational transformation and deltas. But yeah, I think there's a few challenges to making it really feasible. You would need to build sort of some abstractions on top of WX style text control if you really wanted to get sort of reliable inserts and deletes that you could build further on. Because you can also get these things where you... So now So if I write foo, and then this one I delete it, random things happen. Alright. That's enough of this for now. What a slightly frustrating project this has been. Really haven't gotten it where I wanted it, but hey. Sometimes that's life, sometimes that's programming, and sometimes you spend a week doing this kind of thing. Thankfully, this has not been a week. It has been 2 separate occasions, and I think I will wrap it up with that. Thanks for watching.